Have AI overviews killed Google Ads? If you've been living under a rock, you haven't seen, but when you search on Google, particularly in the United States, as well as in some areas as well, it will give you an overview instead of a link for a website to click. So a lot of people are concerned, does that mean Google Ads search or Google search ads or anything like that is going to go the way of the dodo bird? I'm here to show you exactly what the data is so you can actually make an informed decision about what to do with your business. So let's back out and let's go into the financials for Google. So this is Google's main common stock C. So in quarterly revenue, this is December fiscal year ending 2025. Right now, today at the time of this recording, it's March 3rd in 2026. So 113.83 billion in revenue for the quarter, and then 402.84 billion in revenue for the year. So there's a lot of money being made by Google, of course. Like, what percentage of that is actually Google Ads or Google Search or YouTube or whatever it is? Then you'll start to feel like you'll start to understand how much time and effort they're going to put in, and if they're going to abandon something over time. So if we go into NASDAQ.com, there's a particular article that came out in late 2025. This is Alphabet's first $100 billion quarter, shows AI just for chips, it's for ads too. So NASDAQ is where Google trades their stock. There's a couple different stocks for them, but Alphabet is the parent company of Google, if you weren't aware. So underneath Alphabet is Google Search, YouTube ads, display ads, all that sort of good stuff. So let's scroll down. There's some key points here. Google advertising revenue accounts for 72% of the company's total income. 72% of over $400 billion a year is from Google advertising, Google search being a big part of that. So let's scroll down a bit further. Let's look at the actual numbers. So Alphabet's advertising numbers, make no mistake, even in an AI-driven world, advertising is the heartbeat that drives the company. Google advertising revenue was $74.18 billion for the quarter, totaling 72% of Alphabet's overall revenue of $102.34 billion. Quarterly revenue, Google's advertising increased 12.6% on a year-over-year basis. So it's growing. So it's already the biggest mover for them, and it's still growing at 12.6% year over year. So when we break it down in Q3 of 2024, Google Search and Other was 49.28. Now it's 56.56 in Q3 of 2024. Obviously, this isn't Q4, 14.5% change there. YouTube ads is a further almost 9 billion in 2024 Q3, and then in Q3 2025 is 10.2. Google Network and Google advertising total, this is really the number we want to look at, 12.6%. So this really lets you know what they're going to put their time and their effort into, and if they're going to kill the golden goose. If it was in the best interest of their users, then Google would do that. Obviously, Google needs to make money and Alphabet needs to make money. And really the secret with Google Search, in my opinion, I've been doing Google Ads and Google Search for 15 years, is they give you what you want when you ask for it. So in the Google auction for Google Ads as Google Search, you can pay $100 or $1,000 per click and your ad will not show. The reason being that taking short-term money from an advertiser is bad for the reputation of Google, when the value in Google is you go to the Google search bar, you type in whatever you type in, and then ideally in result 1, 2, or 3, you get exactly what you want and you click on it. That's the value that Google has. So that's really what they lean into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some stats that compare AI overviews, Grok, Claude, Perplexity, ChatGPT. These are ones that I'm sure a lot of you use. It's a company called Ahrefs. So Ahrefs is probably the leader in the world when it comes to crawling websites and seeing what the actual data is. So they put together a really cool website that you can actually go and look at on a regular basis. It updates monthly, and it is ChatGPT versus google.com. And it doesn't just configure, or it doesn't just compare ChatGPT. It actually does them all, Perplexity, a bunch of others as well. And if we scroll down to the bottom of the page, you can see it updates monthly. So that's pretty cool. The last update was yesterday. So today is March 3rd and is March 2nd. So it updated a day ago. So let's jump into the months analyzed. So this is a year's worth of data, analyzing 74,752 sites. And then let's look at absolute traffic trend. So these are absolute traffic total, the monthly total traffic that joined Ahrefs Web Analytics by June 25, tracking the same fixed cohort. So this is the basis for this data. So let's go to absolute traffic by channel. So you can see here, this is from June 2025 all the way up to February 2026. And you can see search, AI, direct. You can see this blue one at the very top here is search. You can see that it's 521.6 million in June 2025, with AI being 3.2, direct being 538, unknown 72, paid 214, social 112. So when you go down over here, mimics very similar to that. And of course, paid works in conjunction with search. Search is when you just search on Google. And when it's paid for like a traditional Google search ad, it actually is just somebody paying to rank and show the ad. And if they click it, somebody pays per click. Typically is how it works. So let's go down a little bit further, and it says all traffic sources comparison. So if you do traditional search engines, Google's got 385.5 million, which is 38.72, vast majority compared to the rest of them. Bing's got 17.2 million, 1.43%. DuckDuckGo is another engine, 3.4, 0.24%. But then we look at the AI assistants. This is last month's absolute traffic volumes and month-over-month percentage points. Changes for all track sources. So ChatGPT, which is the leader, Gemini's up there, Perplexity's up there, Claude's really making moves, but ChatGPT's been around the longest, has the biggest user base. 2.8 million only represents 0.22%, and it's dropped by 0.1% recently. So really interesting stuff. Let's go a little bit further down, and we can do traffic share by category. So we can sort by search, by direct, by paid, and you can see just the vast majority is all by Google search, 40.39%. So Google search is not dead by any stretch of the imagination. Paid obviously is a separate segment of that. But Google doesn't want to kill the golden goose. They're making 72% of their money, which is $75 billion per quarter, which is, obscene. Obviously, it's over $300 billion per year, right around $300 billion per year with paid. So traffic by source, we can go a little bit further. You could see, just look at traffic share percentage on the same scale. So you see Google right here. Google's 41.21%, Bing's 1.59%, DuckDuckGo. And as you see, like the others do have some traffic share, but Google is the absolute dominant force and has been since it basically started in late 90s, early 2000s. Continue down, month over month comparisons, all more of the same. And my personal favorite here is when you break it down by different regions. I'm in North America. Many of you are going to be in the US or Canada. Google, 32.76%. This is traffic share by different region. You can look at Oceania, Africa, really, really interesting stuff. And you can break it down by region. This is just a bar of that one above there. Same month over month regional growth trends. And we're going to get into the actual specifics for real estate here because that's my wheelhouse. So if we look at the share, let's go back up to traffic share across different industries. So it will be different in each industry. In real estate, meaning people searching for real estate listings, things like that, as well as realtors looking for stuff, 41.1% of traffic is still Google. So when I started doing Google ads back in 2010, I thought to myself, where do people look for real estate listings? I needed to generate some business. And I was in a market that I wasn't born and raised in. And I thought people probably go on Google. I would go on Google and search, Vancouver houses for sale. So I started doing that back in 2010. And the pattern has remained true. Other competitors have come into the market, but Google's still the dominant force. So if you nail Google, you really don't need anything else. But you can pair on some of the large language models like Claude and Grok and Gemini and ChatGPT to improve your campaigns, which I'll actually show you in a little bit how I do negative keyword lists with ChatGPT specifically. So let's scroll down. Let's zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to show you one little thing on this. So let's look at the search engines. So what is the search engine market share? This is real-time market share based on actual search referrals. So this was updated last month. So this was updated just over a month ago. 81,360 websites analyzed. Worldwide across all platforms, Google's 91.9%, 96% of search engine market share. So effectively, if you spend all of your time on all of these, you're basically a rounding error away from 100% with Google. Like if you just removed all the other ones. So Google is super important for that. What I mentioned earlier is I was going to show you how to do negative keyword lists. Large language models and AI is really, really powerful for a bunch of different things. One of my favorite ones is when you're looking to do a negative keyword list for a particular campaign. Let's say we're doing homes for sale in somewhere in Canada or somewhere in the US. Let's say Houston homes for sale, and I want to strip out traffic from states that are not around Houston, not around Texas, as well as cities not around or that are close to Houston, but I want to strip that traffic out. What you can do is you can just put into ChatGPT, create me a negative keyword list for Google Ads with my target being Houston and Houston homes for sale. I want to strip out all the states that aren't Texas, and I want to strip out all the cities around Houston that are outside of maybe 30 or 45-minute drive away. It will create a list, and then when it creates a list, say, hey, make it copy and pasteable, so I can just copy and paste it directly in Google Ads. And then it will create this for you. Just click copy, and you literally can just paste that into Google Ads in a negative keyword within a campaign. And what this does is it makes your traffic more qualified. You'll have less people searching, but those people searching are going to be more qualified for the targeting of your area and in the types of clientele that you want. So I hope that's helpful. I'm also going to jump in and I'm going to show you my Google Ads school. So if you'd like to learn more about Google Ads, I've created a free video course. Just go to school.com/ads. I'm going to link it in the pinned comment below. You just click join group. Once you've joined the group, you just go in. There's a community with 11,000 plus people. Lots of them are real estate agents because that's what I am and that's what a lot of you are watching this video. You can see the wins of what people are doing to get everything rocking and rolling. If you do want to learn Google Ads on your own, just click over to Classroom, then click Google Ads Masterclass, and then click Start the Masterclass. This is a full 24-hour video course. It's 5 weeks. I used to charge $500 a month for it. I decided just to give it away for free. It's my gift to you. I do not hold anything back in this. Go ahead and check it out. Get information on how it all works. If you do want to actually get into some live training, just click calendar and then click the next Monday. So the one coming up at the time of this recording is on keywords. You click that, just click add to your calendar, whatever calendar you use. And then at the time, just click that particular link for the webinar within school. I'm gonna teach you for about 30 minutes exactly how to generate keywords, how to select them for your particular offers. And it really, really, really helps to get you better results when it comes to Google Ads because keywords are super critical. And then it's a rotating topic. So ads that convert like crazy, landing pages that print money, and then that wraps up with one called Live Campaign Launch, where I put all the previous 3 lessons together and I literally launch a campaign. I usually do a real estate campaign and I'll choose a city of somebody who actually shows up at the webinar, who puts in the chat. And if it's you, you could literally just replicate that campaign and you'd have a campaign rocking and rolling for totally free. So appreciate you. Hope to see you in the community. And if I don't, I will see you in the next video.